Men, are you here? My men, are you here? Can you prepare the eba? Hello? Can you prepare the eba? You wanted it to be so, I don't know if it's supposed to be soft or hard. I don't know. Soft. There was a mistake. Maybe the water wasn't that boiled and it couldn't be that soft for you. And you just started, hey, why did you make me this hard eba? You've been in the kitchen for so long that you can't cook common eba. You can't cook. But you have forgotten that she has been assisting you somewhere. Amen. With that, you don't complain. Because you asked your husband to get you an amount of money and he couldn't provide you. Hey, you. Good for nothing husband. Common 50 naira you couldn't give me. Common 20 cedis you can't provide me. 20 cedis is too much. It's too small. Common 200 cedis you couldn't provide me. Common 200 cedis. Hi, shy. Look at how you shout. Hi, shy. One appalling thing is, even in the midst of his or her friends, he or she is likely to betray you. Oh, that my good for nothing husband. That my useless wife. Because he or she wasn't able to perform a task. In the first reading, we read from the book of Exodus. The people of Israel, out of their own free will, committed their sin. And for that matter, God punished them. They knew the consequences of their sins. But yet they forgot it and committed them. And for that matter, God sent them into exile. They spent almost 400 to 430 years. Throughout these years, they were wailing, they were crying to God. God, we are sorry. It will never happen again. We make this promise. If you deliver us, we will never sin again. We will never commit any sin. In Exodus chapter 3, verse 8, God called Moses and he told him, I have heard the cry of my people Israel. I've heard the wailings of them, and I am coming down to rescue them. God chose the people of Israel as his own. He first chose Abraham. Through Abraham we got we got Jacob, making Israel. God chose them as his own. But he had the opportunity to cut them off because they were not working as they were expected to. But God never cut them off. He gave them another opportunity. He waited patiently for them. That at their own conviction, they told themselves and they told God that we are no longer going to sin again. And for that matter, God came to their rescue. How are you going to be patient enough on your wife, on your husband, on your children, on the one you are working with? How do you give time some time? God is sending Moses and other people as the rescue team for the people of Israel. How best can we also give people that patience, that time, for them to also make good use of what God has instilled in them? Judas Iscariot, he thought it wise that, he should have thought it wise that there was another opportunity for him, although he has betrayed Jesus. But he thought that everything was out of hand. And for that matter, he had to take his own life. God continues to give us another opportunity. Whenever we have life, it's another opportunity for us. There are many of us here who think that all hope are lost, and the only thing they can rely on is to take their own life. Yes. Last Wednesday was the feast of St. Joseph. And I have this short video about St. Joseph. I sent it to a group. And later one friend contacted me and said, Father, thank you very much. Why? Because I thought that all hope was lost. And for that matter, I've gone to the extent of buying a medicine and I was about drinking. But there was one problem. I've opened the cup, But how to take it to my mouth and sip it, that was the only problem left. I don't know if I'm to take it once or to take it slowly. He thought that by killing himself, that will solve the problem. That was the thinking of Judas Iscariot. But you, once you have life, there is another opportunity. The vine dresser told the vineyard, the owner of the vineyard, let us give the fig tree 3 more. Let us give it another year. Although the 3 years as it stands now, it is not all that accurate. It is not that completed. Because for a fig tree, the little research I made, for a fig tree to get ripe, it takes 3 to 5 years. So if on the 3rd year it is not able to produce, let us give it another opportunity. Maybe things are not going as it should go. Maybe it is not getting the adequate manure. It is not getting the immediate attention. Let me give it that attention. Maybe in the 4th year it will produce. That was from the vine dresser to the owner. Maybe with another added year, it will bear fruit. Maybe if you give yourself the chance, you'll be able to bear fruit. If you give that your wife another chance, she'll be able to bear fruit. If you give that your husband another chance, he will be able to bear fruit. If you give your children that another chance, they'll be able to bear fruit. In the second reading, Paul is telling the church in Corinth that don't think that you are so different from the people of Israel, from your forefathers. Because those who stayed in exile were not the same people who were able to make it to the promised land. Because it got to a time they were cut off. And if care is not taken, there will be a time that you will also be cut off. There's also a parallel story about the fig tree in Mark chapter 11 and also in Matthew chapter 21. Jesus, together with his disciples, they came along this fig tree. For so long a time, it has not been able to produce. But everything looked that it should produce. But at that moment, God cursed, or Jesus Christ cursed that fig tree. But this time around, he is not cursing that fig tree. That should tell you that at a point in time, if care is not taken, you'll be cut off. In the same vein, the vine dresser told the owner of the vineyard, oh, let me take a particular attention to this tree. Let me add more manure to it. Let me give it more nutrients. Let me give it more attention. Maybe in the next year it will produce. If it produces, it is well and good. But if it doesn't, then it should be cut off. God is pleading, or Jesus Christ is pleading for us, that we should be given another year. With the sacraments of the church, God is giving us another opportunity. With the life that he gives us with, it is another opportunity. With the homilies and sermons that we often hear, it is another opportunity. The traveling opportunities that he gives us, it is an opportunity for you to make a change. Yes, I shall arise and return to my Father. What advancements are you making? God told Ezekiel in Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 11, I don't take pleasure in the death of a sinner. No, that is not me. I don't take pleasure in it. But to turn and to be saved. Are you making any turn? Are you ready to make a resolution of repenting and returning to God? God has given us another opportunity to experience life. The fruit which is expected of you, as Paul tells the people of Galatians in chapter 5, verse 22 to 23. What are some of the fruits you can bear? The fruit of love, the fruit of joy, the fruit of peace, the fruit of kindness, the fruit of faithfulness, the fruit of gentleness, the fruit of self-control. How best can you make yourself bear such a fruit? You have been given the manure. You have been given the necessary attention. Are we able? Are we making any advancement to bear such a fruit? The last thing is, what good are you making out of God's unending opportunities? In this Lenten season, what good are you making out of God's unending opportunities?